In a cozy cottage nestled at the edge of a dense forest, there lived two sisters named Snow White and Rose Red. Despite their contrasting personalities, they were the best of friends and shared a deep bond that nothing could break. Snow White was gentle and serene, with hair as white as snow, while Rose Red was spirited and adventurous, with hair as red as roses. Together, they spent their days exploring the forest, playing with woodland creatures, and helping their mother with chores around the cottage. One cold winter's night, as they sat by the fireplace, they heard a gentle tapping at the door. When they opened it, they found a weary bear standing outside, shivering in the snow. Despite their initial fear, the sisters took pity on the bear and invited him inside to warm himself by the fire. As the days passed, the bear became a regular visitor to the cottage, and the sisters grew fond of him. They shared their food with him and even played games together in the snow. Little did they know that the bear was under an enchantment and was actually a prince trapped in the form of a bear by an evil dwarf. One spring morning, as Snow White and Rose Red were playing in the forest, they encountered the same dwarf who had enchanted the prince. He was caught in a trap, struggling to free himself. Despite his previous unkindness, the sisters took pity on him and helped him escape. Grateful for their kindness, the dwarf promised them a reward. He led them to a hidden cave where treasures lay hidden. As they entered the cave, they were amazed to find it filled with gold and jewels. But their joy turned to fear when they heard a roar from deep within the cave. Out stepped a fierce bear, his fur glistening in the dim light. Before the sisters could react, the bear charged at them, possessed a gentle and nurturing spirit. Rose Red, with hair as red as roses, was spirited and adventurous, always seeking excitement in the world around her. Their days were spent exploring the forest, dancing with the wind, and befriending the woodland creatures that called the woods their home. Together, they were inseparable, their laughter echoing through the trees like the sweetest melody. One winter's eve, as the sisters sat by the hearth, the tranquility of their cottage was interrupted by a soft knock at the door. Curious, they opened it to find a majestic bear, his fur glistening with snowflakes, seeking refuge from the biting cold. Fearlessly, Snow White and Rose Red welcomed the bear into their home, offering him warmth and comfort by the fire. In the days that followed, the bear became a cherished friend, joining the sisters in their woodland adventures and protecting them from harm. As spring painted the forest in hues of green and gold, the sisters stumbled upon a mischievous dwarf caught in a thicket of thorns. Despite his gruff demeanor, Snow White and Rose Red showed him kindness, freeing him from his prickly predicament. Grateful for their generosity, the dwarf led the sisters to a hidden cavern glittering with treasures untold. But their joy was short-lived, for lurking within the shadows was a dark and sinister presence, the same enchantment that had trapped the bear in his fearsome guise. With courage and determination, Snow White and Rose Red faced the evil that lurked within the cavern, breaking the spell and revealing the true identity of their loyal friend, the prince who had been cursed by the wicked dwarf. Through the woods, as she danced with the wind and chased after butterflies. Together, they roamed the forest, their laughter mingling with the song of birds and the rustle of leaves. They were beloved by all the woodland creatures, from the graceful deer to the mischievous squirrels. One winter's night, as they returned home from their wanderings, they stumbled upon a sight that filled them with both wonder and trepidation. A magnificent bear, his fur as dark as midnight, caught in a thicket of brambles. Without hesitation, Snow White and Rose Red set to work, gently freeing the bear from his tangled prison. To their surprise, the bear did not flee but instead nuzzled them affectionately, his eyes filled with gratitude. From that day forth, the bear became a frequent visitor to their cottage, his presence bringing warmth and joy to their humble abode. He would join them by the fire, his gentle gaze filled with a wisdom that belied his form. As the seasons passed, Snow White and Rose Red's bond with the bear deepened, and they came to see him not as a fearsome creature of the forest, but as a cherished friend. Little did they know, their kindness would soon set into motion a chain of events that would change. She found joy in the quiet moments spent among the flowers, her laughter as delicate as the petals of a rose. Rose Red, with hair as fiery as the sunset, was a spirited soul, her laughter echoing through the valley like the song of a mountain stream. She reveled in the thrill of adventure, Together, they roamed the woods, their laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves and the songs of birds. They danced with the wind, chased butterflies through sun-dappled glades, and befriended the creatures of the forest, from the timid rabbit to the mighty stag. One frosty evening, as they returned home from their woodland wanderings, they stumbled upon a sight that would change their lives forever. A majestic bear, his fur as black as midnight, caught in a hunter's snare. Without hesitation, Snow White and Rose Red rushed to the bear's aid, their hands working quickly to free him from the cruel trap. To their astonishment, the bear did not flee but instead stood before them, his eyes filled with gratitude. From that day forth, the bear became a beloved friend and guardian to the sisters, his presence bringing warmth and protection to their forest home. Together, they faced countless adventures, from thwarting the schemes of wicked trolls to outwitting cunning foxes. But their greatest adventure of all came when they stumbled upon a hidden glade deep in the heart of the forest. A place where magic thrummed in the air like the beat of a drum, and secrets lay waiting to be discovered. There, amidst the ancient trees and shimmering pools, they uncovered a forgotten tale of love and loss, woven into the fabric of the land itself. And in that moment, they realized that their bond was not. United by love and gratitude, the prince welcomed Snow White and Rose Red into his palace, where they lived in harmony and happiness for all the days of their lives. And as for the dwarf, his malevolent. But instead of attacking, the bear nuzzled them affectionately, revealing himself to be the prince who had been under the dwarf's enchantment. With the help of Snow White and Rose Red's kindness, he had been freed from the spell. Found solace in the quiet moments spent tending to the garden and caring for the animals that roamed the nearby forest. Rose Red, with her hair as vibrant as the crimson petals of a rose, was spirited and adventurous, her laughter ringing through the valley like the chime of a bell. She loved nothing more than exploring the woods, her heart filled with the thrill of discovery. Together, they lived a life filled with love and laughter, their days spent frolicking in the meadows, picnicking by the stream, and sharing secrets under the shade of the old oak tree. One winter's eve, as they sat by the fire, the tranquility of their cottage was shattered by a sudden knock at the door. When they opened it, they found a bedraggled bear standing on their doorstep, his fur matted with snow. Despite their initial fear, Snow White and Rose Red took pity on the bear and welcomed him inside, offering him warmth and shelter from the bitter cold. To their surprise, the bear proved to be gentle and kind, his eyes filled with gratitude. As the days turned into weeks, the bear became a beloved member of their family, joining them on their woodland adventures and sharing in their joys and sorrows. Together, they faced countless trials and tribulations, from fending off fierce wolves to braving treacherous storms. But their greatest challenge came when they stumbled upon a hidden cave deep in the heart of the forest, a place where danger lurked around every corner and secrets lay buried beneath layers of ice and snow. There, amidst the icy depths and shimmering crystals, they uncovered a tale as old as time, a story of love and sacrifice, woven into the very fabric of the land itself. Filled with gratitude, the prince invited the sisters to his palace, where they lived happily ever after. And as for the dwarf, he was never seen again in the forest.